Welcome to my very first episode of Am I for Change? I'm very excited and a bit nervous, but I know that this information is going to transform the way that you have conversations with your clients, with your supervisors, everyone that you work with. So, I'm your host, Dr. Monica Gilbert. I am a board certified behavior analyst. I'm a licensed psychologist and a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. And let's get to the reason why I decided to just create all these webinars and all of this information about motivational interviewing. You see, when I was doing my doctorate studies, in one of my practicums, I worked with substance use disorders. And if you've ever worked with this population, you know that it can be frustrating. There's a lot of fallout. It's just very, a very burnout kind of sensation for a therapist. And during that time, I had amazing supervisors, which I still speak to every now and then. And those supervisors taught me everything that I know about motivational interviewing. When I started using these simple techniques during my sessions, I saw that clients were coming into sessions. They weren't like making those excuses of, I can't go because something happened to my tire or whatever it is. They were actually coming to my sessions, in contrary to other colleagues that had a lot of fallout. And the other thing that I also noticed is that it created a better rapport with these clients. They were more open during session. They were honest about what they were going through. And I did see a lot of buy-in. So when I saw the magic of motivational interviewing with this population, I said, why not use it in the field of behavior analysis? I was already working in the field of behavior analysis, doing parent training sessions, and I would see the frustration that a lot of therapists felt. I felt it too. There were times where I had great techniques. There were times where I had developed this amazing plan, but parents weren't buying in and it was just difficult. What do I do? Do I present the graphs again? Do I talk about the data? Like, what do I do? And then this little light bulb came up and I said, motivational interviewing. So I started embedding motivational interviewing techniques into my conversations with parents, and I saw a great difference. I saw lower resistance during our conversations. I saw more buy in. I even saw that they were enlisting other family members to come into the sessions and join. And I said, I can't keep this to myself. I have to start sharing it, disseminating it to the world, because I think it's something that therapists should be using. I've also used it with supervisees and with other people around me, staff as well. And it definitely has been life changing. It seems like a very simple techniques, but believe it or not, our conversations and the way that we express ourselves does have a big impact in how the other person responds to it. We can sometimes say things that increases resistance and pushes people away from change. Or the contrary, we can say things in a way that engages them in the whole treatment process. And knowing the right communication strategies, knowing the right words, and when to say them as well is so important. And that's what we're going to be discussing during this podcast. I'm going to be sharing stories. I'm going to be very transparent, very straightforward with all of you. And I'm also going to be sharing the techniques that you can use during your sessions right now. So if you're excited to hear more, please subscribe, follow my other podcasts, and let's start applying these techniques so we can better not only our relationship with our clients or the parents of our clients when we're doing parent training, but also start getting real buy-in and start decreasing a lot of this burnout that we see in the field. I went to a conference a couple months ago and they were doing this talk on burnout. And the line outside of that talk was something that I've never seen before. And I've been to a lot of conferences. That tells me that there's a lot of burnout in our field. And when I think about it, it makes sense. When you are a supervisor, whether you're an LMHC or a BCBA or whatever, when you do have like all of this responsibility over your shoulders, which is providing supervision to the trainees, putting the plans together, working with the child, doing parent coaching, sending it to the insurances. All of this is a lot of stress and a lot of burden that we tend to bear. The responsibility of change should be put on the client if you're working on the client, or the parent if you're working on the parent. And that's something that we often don't do. We take all of that responsibility, and really, if the parent doesn't want to move forward with the techniques, it doesn't matter how much you push. I think we have to realize that in our field. So again, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other things. I hope you all enjoy it, and I can't wait to hear your comments. I can't wait to see how you share this with everyone else and really help me disseminate all this great information. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of MI for Change. If you're ready to keep growing your motivational interviewing skills, I'd love to invite you to explore my MI Academy, where you'll find a full library of on-demand courses designed to help you put MI into practice with confidence. You can learn more at www.drmonicagilbert.com. Until next time, keep asking the questions that spark change.